So at the broader level, there are two categories of sampling methods. The first of those is called probability samples. And now you will remember probability from your math classes, where you try to give the chance of happening something a little number, so that you can at least gauge what is the probability or what are the chances that something may or may not happen. Without this chance being given to it, you are flying in blind. There is nothing to guide you. But with certain probability, you can come to a decision with some logic, with some process that, okay, what I've decided has some reasoning behind it. So that's why these are called probability samples, where they try to make sure that the people that you're going to choose from the larger population, so from the 215 million, when you're going to narrow it down to 2,000 people, you have the right set of 2,000 people. Okay. Now, there are four types of probability sampling. First of those is called simple random sample. And it's the simplest of them all, where everyone has an equal chance of being selected. So when I say that, there is no sequence. The researcher simply randomly picks people from this lot. So could be first person, this one here, all the ones with the big white circle at the bottom, and now the one on top of them are just randomly selected. No favors, no bias. It's just at random. So that's just one way to do it. We don't want to dictate who comes in, but we want everyone to be just randomly selected, so that we are getting different opinions from different types of people. So that's the first way to do it, by cutting it through simple random sampling. The second one is called systematic random sampling. Okay. Now you try to bring some logic to how you're going to select people. And the way to go about it, after the first one, let's pick every nth person. So nth could be any number, every second person, every fifth person, every 10th person. So in this scenario, we can see that the company has chosen to pick every third person that comes there. So the first one selected, 1 and 2 are skipped, the third one. Then the other 2 are skipped, then this one selected. The other 2 are skipped, then this one selected. The other 2 are skipped, and this one selected. So you can assign any value to n. In this case, it's every third person. So it's random, but there's still some system to it. Now, how are these two still random? Because if you look at it, let's treat the ones in green as males and the ones in red females. We're not really making any distinction into we just want males or we just want females. We're simply picking whoever gets selected in a random sample or in the systematic one. So